entry is simply the first step in recording any business transaction. Are you struggling with journal entries? What if I told you you can master them in just 7 minutes and never lose marks in exams again? Today, I will break down basic journal entries step by step with easy tricks, real exam questions, and solutions. Let's make accounting simple. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are a student or a business owner trying to understand accounting basic, this video is for you. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand the journal entries, pass exam questions easily, and avoid common mistakes. So stick around. Let's get started. What is journal entry? A journal entry is simply the first step in recording any business transaction. Think of it like this. Every money action must be written down in a proper format. Each journal entry has dates, accounts affected, debits, and credits. Remember that every transaction has two sides. Let's look at the golden rule. The golden rule says every transaction has two sides. Debit one account and credit another account. Here is where most students get confused, but I will make it easy for you. Let's look at the three types of accounts. We have the personal accounts, we have the real accounts, and the nominal accounts. So let's break it down, each account, to have a better understanding of how it works. So the real accounts, let's look at the personal account. The personal accounts simply means these are accounts that deals with persons who interact with the business, including natural persons. So example include individual, firm, companies. They are personal. So with personal account, we debit the receiver and credit the giver. So let's look at real accounts. Real accounts are accounts that records assets and properties owned by a business, such as cash, land, or machinery, etc. So with the real account, the rule is you debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Let's look at the nominal account. The nominal account means we use the account to record transactions relating to track income, expenses, gain and losses for a specific period. So with this nominal account, we debit expenses and we credit income. So now remember this trick. To remember what each separate account means or implies, this memory trick can help you remember perinom, which means personal, real, nominal, in that order. So if you're able to remember perinom, you remember that we have three accounts: personal, real, and nominal. So let's take it step by step. Let's look at the step-by-step method. So with the step-by-step method, when you are dealing with journal entries, or when you see a question, you follow these steps. Step 1 is first of all to identify the accounts involved. Step 2 is to classify them, that is to either personal, real, or nominal. Step 3 is to apply the rule, and step 4 is to write the journal entry. That is it. Simple system, no confusion. Let's look at example 1. Example 1 says he started business with $5,000. So with this, with step 1, we know that step 1 is to identify the account involved. So in this example, step 1 means accounts. We identify the account. So the account involved here is cash and capital. Cash and capital. So we take step 2. Step 2 says we should classify them. Is it personal, real, or nominal? Cash we know is real from our previous explanation, and capital we know it's personal. So we apply step 3. Step 3 says we should apply the rules. So in applying the rules, so cash is money coming in. So if it's money coming in, with regards to real accounts, money coming in is debit. So we debit cash. So the capital is owner giving capital. We credit capital. So the journal entry will be we debit cash of $5,000 and we credit capital of $5,000. So if you look at the slide, this is how a journal entry is being prepared. We have the date column, the particulars, we have the debit column, and we have the credit column. You indicate the date the transaction occurred and you enter the description. The first line is the debit, then the other line is the credit, and you indicate the narration. So in this case, the narration is being business started with cash. So remember that capital always increases businesses, so we credit it. So now let's look at example 2. Example 2 says we paid rent $500. So let's apply the rules. So step 1, we need to identify the account involved. So the account involved is rent and cash. So rent and cash, rent relates to nominal and cash relates to real. So in applying step 3, we need to apply the rules. So expenses, rent is expenses, which is nominal. So expenses, we debit it, and cash, money going out because we are paying rent. So money is going out, we credit it. So the journal entry for this transaction will now be we debit rent $500 and we credit cash $500. Remember this trick, all expenses are debit, no exception. So if you look at the format, the structure of the journal entries for example 2, you see that we have indicated a date. With the particulars, we've indicated a description, which is relating to rent and cash. So we debit the rent $500 and we credit the cash $500. The narration is also indicated here saying bill rent paid. Let's go to example 3. Example 3 says bought goods on credit from John, $1,000. So in example 3, we apply the same principles, we apply the same rules. The account Identifying the account is purchases and John. So purchases is nominal, John is personal. So in applying the rules, purchases is expense, we debit it. John is giving out, is the giver, so we credit it. So let's look at the journal entry. The journal entry will be we debit purchases of $1,000 and we credit John because this transaction was on credit. So we credit John, the giver, with $1,000. So if you look at the structure as well for the example 3, we indicated the date, the particulars, the debit column having the $1,000 and the credit column having the $1,000. We indicated the narration as being goods purchased on credit. If it's credit, do not use cash. If the goods was bought on credit, you do not use cash. You indicate the person or the supplier that gave out the credit. So now let's go to the common mistakes, common exam questions. Let's look at common exam questions. So for the common exam questions, let's quickly test you. Bought furniture for cash, $800. What is the double entry? So the answer is furniture. You debit furniture 800 and you credit cash $800, and the narration will be being furniture purchased for cash. Let's look at another example. Receive cash from debtors $300. What is the double entry? So the double entry is we debit cash $300 and we credit debtors $300, and the narration will be being cash received from debtors. So always ask who gives, who receives. So now let's look at the common mistakes that students makes or business owner makes. So let's try to avoid these mistakes. So some of these mistakes are forgetting the debit and the credit. Another mistake is using the wrong account type. If you use the wrong account type, you will get it wrong. Another mistake is ignoring the credit transactions, recognizing only the debit and not recognizing or not recording the credit side. You get it wrong. It will not balance. Remember, double entry. You debit and you credit to make it balance. So always double check your work before submitting. So now let's look at the final tips. Thank you for subscribing. Ask who gives, remember these final tips. Who gives, who receives. So practice daily for mastering. So if this helped you understand journal entries, hit the like button and subscribe for more simple accounting lessons. Comment below I got it if you understand journal entries. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now.